Have you ever noticed that when life finally becomes a little calmer, you don't automatically feel calm? The urgent problem is sorted, the deadline passes, the family crisis settles down, and you finally get an evening to yourself. Yes, instead of relaxing, your mind starts scanning for the next thing that needs your attention. You're checking your emails one more time, then you start mentally running through tomorrow's to-do list, and you wonder whether you've forgot something important. Or you find yourself feeling restless, irritable, unable to switch off, even though nothing's wrong. And this can feel confusing, after all. If the stress was caused by the difficult circumstances, surely feeling better should be as simple as removing the stress. But for many people, that isn't what happens. And in fact, I grew up watching this play out every evening. My mum was an incredibly capable woman, director of a motor company, successful, hardworking, constantly busy. Looking back, I don't think she knew how to stop. In the evening, if she sat on the sofa, she just couldn't keep still. I can picture her sitting one end and she'd somehow push herself up onto the back, struggle all the way along, drop down into the seat, and a few minutes later she'd do the exact reverse, push herself up, struggle along the back, and drop down. No one else could sit on the sofa. And at meal times, she'd clear the plates before we'd even finished eating. There was always something that needed doing, always another task, another responsibility, and as a child I thought that's just who she was. My dad called her Speedy Freedy, because her name was Frida, and at times it felt like living in a whirlwind. Of course, back then nobody would have described her as stressed. She was simply busy, capable, productive, and the sort of person who got things done at breakneck speed, and many people admired her for it. In the days long before computers, the accounts were done in these enormous, big, heavy ledgers. My mum could add a column of figures at an awe-inspiring speed. And that's one of the reasons that survival mode can be difficult to recognise, because it doesn't look like someone's struggling. Sometimes it looks like someone's coping brilliantly and looks like the person everyone else relies on. That was certainly my mum. And years later, looking back on this and learning more about the nervous system, I started wondering what else had been going on for her. Because when the nervous system has spent years learning that safety comes from staying busy, staying useful, staying prepared, slowing down can feel very uncomfortable. And it's not because you don't want to rest, and it's not because you're doing anything wrong. But your nervous system has become accustomed to operating at a certain level of alertness. And for some people, that busyness becomes more than a habit. It can become a form of protection, a way of staying ahead of the game, feeling in control, and avoiding difficult feelings that might surface if they ever stop moving long enough to notice them. And the strange thing is that this can continue long after the original reasons have disappeared. The danger's past, life's calmer, the crisis is over. But your body missed the memo, and your nervous system never received the message. So it continues doing what it always learned to do. Stay alert, stay busy, stay ready. And this is what people mean when they talk about being stuck in survival mode. It's not that someone's on the edge of constantly panicking or falling apart. Often they're actually functioning extremely well, holding down good jobs, running businesses, looking after families, managing responsibilities, and from the outside, they look capable and successful. And indeed they are. But inside, there's a feeling that they can never quite switch off, that rest has to be earned, and that relaxing feels uncomfortable, and that sitting down somehow feels wrong. That was certainly my mum. I couldn't sit still. And if any of that sounds familiar, you're certainly not alone. It's important to understand that this isn't about becoming lazy, and it's not about giving up your ambition or your drive or your ability to get things done, but it is about having a choice, being able to work hard when you need to, and being able to switch off when you don't. Being able to enjoy a quiet evening without feeling guilty, and to sit down without immediately looking for the next task, or even to just sit still, to rest without feeling that you should be earning it. Because when your nervous system learns that it's safe to relax, something quite amazing happens. life starts to feel lighter, and you can stop carrying quite as much tension, stop living as though every day is an emergency, and discover that peace isn't something that you have to earn. This is something you can experience from within. And if you recognize yourself in this video and you're wondering whether survival mode might be playing a bigger role in your life than you realized, send me a DM with the word calm. I'll happily have a conversation with you about what's going on and whether there might be a way forward. You don't have to keep carrying everything on your own.